Very many stories to talk about Arsenal, especially onto this channel, which goes by the names of Rokani Media Football. Mark Asensio is back in the news. Raphinha and Gabriel Jesus expected to happen this week. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? Smash the like button, comment and share. And if you're only watching us for the very first time, endeavor to go into the right bottom corner to smash the subscription button that will enable you get notified each and every time I upload a video onto this channel. I go by the names of Rokan David. You can follow us on Twitter at Rokan Media Football in there for you. We always bring you news that we can't bring in here. I've always told you that, guys, we can't bring out every story onto this channel because there are very many stories that really pop up. Like today, I've chosen like 3-4 stories to talk about in this channel. Marco Asensio, Raphinha, and Gabriel Jesus in there for you. And if you're only watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. We are on our 10K road map. Please and please endeavor to be part of this. Subscribe to see to it that by the end of this month, we are left with just 9 days, 10 days. Let's hit 10K subscribers onto this channel, and it's going to be a very huge milestone onto this channel. Therefore, now today we have a story coming in from Express Sport, the Express Sport, saying that Arsenal are considering the signing of Real Madrid winger Marc Asensio at all cost. The Spaniard is set to enter the final year of his contract deal at Santiago Bernabeu and has admitted there are 3 possibilities regarding his future in here for you. When you look at Marc Asensio, I've already reported this story like I think a week back. I told you that Marc Asensio is not set at Real Madrid. Reason, they failed to give him a new contract. You get? And the reason as to why they're not giving him a new contract is simple. There is a high demand of money from Marc Asensio, and Real Madrid feel like we cannot meet it. And with the presence of Eden Hazard, Isco, Valverde, Rodrigo, and Vinicius Jr., they almost have 5 or 6 wingers. Minus Marc Asensio, they remain with like 4 or 5. So that means they're already covered up in that position. And Marc Asensio has not brought something special like Vinicius Jr. If at all Marc Asensio had a season like that of Vinicius Jr. at Real Madrid, he would have given Real Madrid a reason to come in through and really say that, all right, this is what we want, and they will table anything they want on table, because he would have been wanted by very many teams like Vinicius Jr., a team which goes by the names of PSG was wanting his services. Very many other teams would have gone if Vinicius Jr. if at all Real Madrid failed to meet the requirements he made for his new deal. And Marcus Asensio, it's not playing in his favor. Reason being, he was known an impactful player at Real Madrid. If at all he was so much impactful, he would have been one of those notables, and they would have already replied him in there for you. The agent of Marcus Asensio came out and said they've not yet gotten a response from Real Madrid, meaning that they are not like, hey, Arsenal, he's looking for a move elsewhere in there for you. That's why you see the Express Sport coming out and really putting this story in the news, because they feel like he's not wanted at the side which goes by the names of Real Madrid. Now, apart from Marcus Asensio in there for you, you ask yourself, is really this deal valid? Because I've not yet heard first-tier journalists from Spain, even in England or everywhere, talking about this deal. They're talking about a man who goes by names of Raphinha, and I'm just relating and adding dots that if at all Arsenal is so much in need of Raphinha, why should they bring in Marc Asensio, a player that plays in the same position where Marquinhos, a newly signed player from a side which goes by the name of Arsenal, has really been signed already from Brazil? So to me, I really believe that Arsenal might not be interested in Bukayo Saka. I rubbish these rumors. I don't see any. It does not make sense to me for Arsenal to sign 3 players in a single season where they are playing the same position. It doesn't make sense to me. So in reality, the story might be being pushed by the agent of a man who goes by names of Marc Asensio to raise awareness to other teams in there for you. But it's so much rumored too that even a team which goes by names of Juventus is so much interested in him in there for you. Leaving that at that, we've talked about Raphinha, and lots of stories are coming in from lots of people in there for you. I'm having J-Bat Telegraph, he's a correspondent. He's a chief football correspondent for Daily Telegraph in there for you and Sunday Telegraph. He has come out and said Arsenal want to strike a deal for Leeds Raphinha and are hoping the relationship with George Mendes, who just contributed with Fabio Vieira, can help them land the 25-year-old, reports J-Bat Telegraph here onto the Daily Telegraph in the free. So I will believe that the story is gaining momentum of Raphinha to Arsenal. He's really a very exciting signing for Arsenal. If at all he's meant this, if I say this week. And before this week started, you should remember that Arsenal came in through. A story was leaked that Arsenal is going to spend 70 million pounds this week. I will believe that Arsenal are really going to sign all rich personal terms and everything, all a deal agreed in principle by the end of this week for Raphinha. I really believe that Gabriel Jesus really has some time to come because it's going to be the biggest signing of Arsenal, and they want to really see to it that they unveil these ones in there for you before they bring in Raphinha and Gabriel Jesus. But I know very well that Raphinha and Arsenal are really going to agree on terms this week because Raphinha doesn't want to be at Leeds, and Leeds want to sell off this player immediately to get in the 50 million pounds. They get them at once, such that they go in and bring in other players that they feel like are really going to come in and play football for them, because Leeds is so much in demand of players, especially for a man who goes by the names of Jesse Marsh, the new manager who saved them from relegation this season. He has already arrived and he saved them, and he is making signings already, but they are marquee signings that he has to make, especially because it was the Bundesliga is looking to bring in very many players from the Germany side. And news has leaked in there that they want a player who goes by the name of Phil Jones from Manchester United, a signing that is very much okay for them because Phil Jones has the Premier League experience. He has at least gone out from that injury spell, and I think he can do some good job at Leeds, especially in organizing their defense, because their defense has been alarming. When you look at Leeds, when they tell you the number of goals they conceded this season, let me check here. Just a moment. Let me. I just want to look at Leeds in the Premier League. How many goals they conceded? They are so much alarming. When they bring in Phil Jones, he will help them out, because when you look at this table, the Premier League table shows that Leeds conceded 79 goals. You get 79 goals. That shows you how bad they are defensively, and that's why this money of Raphinha is needed wholesomely. They don't want add-ons. They don't want to be paid beats. Any team that is interested in Raphinha, it has to go in out and pay 50 million pounds wholesomely. No add-ons are needed, and it's needed for a reason that Leeds want to get 50 million pounds to spend it like on 4 players, because Leeds can't. They can go in and get in a player at 17 million pounds, one at 13, that is 30, and 2 others at like 10, and they can come in and get the job done. But Raphinha is expected to leave Leeds this week in there for you, and it's expected that the deal is going to happen immediately. And he wanted to say that it's expected that Leeds United will demand a fee of 50 million pounds for Raphinha, although they are yet to receive any offer. However, there is expectation that Raphinha will leave. The expectation is high, Raphinha will leave. I've already explained that to you in here onto our channel. Arsenal are hoping that the signing of Fabio Vieira will help them land Raphinha this summer. Both players are represented by the same agent. Guest to foot in there for you, but I know even Deco is one of the agents in there. I think this is the agency. The agency is known as Guest Fute. That's the agency, but the agent of Raphinha is known as Deco, which is run by super agent Jorge Mendes, and the smoothness of negotiation to sign Vieira is regarded as positive. So that will be a very good gesture for a side which goes by the name of Arsenal, and I know Jorge Mendes is really going to go and help them a lot to get this signing done, because he's a super agent. And remember, helping that deal of Fabio Vieira to Arsenal happen, he's going to earn 3 million euros. That's how people make money, and he's experienced. Jorge Mendes is the agent of players like Ronaldo in there for you, Ruben Neves for Wolverhampton Wanderers, Bernardo Silva is the agent in there for you. So he's a super agent, and he has managed very many players. He even managed Nani. He was an agent of Nani, and very many other good players in there that really have blessed the game of football in there for you. So that is the Raphinha story that we had for you in here for you. Let's get into the biggest story that is really nearing the verge of happening. Arsenal are reportedly closing in on a deal to sign Man City Gabriel Jesus. It has been reported by Football London. Remember, Football London it's like a website that really runs news from the London City, and they report for every team that plays in London. They've come out and said Arsenal are reportedly closing in on a deal to sign Man City. Remember, the last story I read about Gabriel Jesus was that Gabriel Jesus had put in a transfer request, but it was a humble one, and it was not written, but it was verbal, and it was telling a manager, Pep Guardiola at Man City, that please, let me go. You've brought in Julian Alves, you brought in Erling Haaland. Where am I going to play? The World Cup is around the corner. Mikel Arteta has really told me that he loves me and he's so much interested in my services. Why don't you let me go? So that verbal transfer request was put in, and now Arsenal London, Football London, reporting that Arsenal reportedly closing in on a deal for a side which of a man who goes by Gabriel Jesus. More confirmation came in from a man who goes by the name of Charles Schwartz. Charles Schwartz, if I don't know him, he's an Arsenal correspondent for God. He said Gabriel Jesus representatives are traveling to England to push through the transfer to Arsenal. What a story that is going to excite all Arsenal fans all over the world. The team and agent and representatives are really traveling to London. And I know they've arrived. And today, you might get a story that Arsenal are really done with everything with Gabriel Jesus, because personal terms are not a problem, as reported by Fabrizio Romano and David Austin. Everything is okay. And remember, David Austin is the journalist that broke this story of Gabriel Jesus around March, that Arsenal have agreed personal terms with Gabriel Jesus. So what is remaining is between Arsenal and Man City. Man City, £150 million. Arsenal believe that the evaluation for him is not realistic, and Arsenal want to pay close to £40 million and some other add-ons. And Arsenal are telling Man City that, please, this player that you are valuing at £50 million is left with just 1 year on his contract. And Gabriel Jesus has told them, please, I'm not going to renew my contract because I'm not like at a side which goes by the names of Arsenal. So that's what Charles Schwartz really had to say about this deal. And then there is a story coming in from F365, that is football365.com. They are saying that Arsenal have taken a step back in the pursuit of Yuri Tielemans as they focus on deals elsewhere, such as the Gabriel Jesus. That means Arsenal have made Gabriel Jesus and Raphinha a priority this week. They want to see this deal done immediately. And however much it's said like that, I really believe that Arsenal don't want to get out of the transfer market early enough. They are not like Liverpool, because Liverpool accomplished its signings just a space of 2-3 weeks, and they are done. And they said, we are done, we're not signing in a player, but we can sell. They are going to sell Takumi Minamino and very many others. But Arsenal look like they want every week to unveil a player. Like this week, I know they're going to unveil Fabio Vieira, because by the end of the week, he did the medical, passed it, and is now in France on his holiday. He's enjoying himself, but everything was done. An interview was done. Photo shoots were done. He's going to be unveiled, I think, by the end of this week. And I know by the end of this week, we're really going to get good news on Gabriel Jesus and Raphinha. But most especially Raphinha, we believe that by the end of this week, the deal of Raphinha will be in advanced stages. He will go to Arsenal to make a medical, I think, by Monday or Sunday, and everything will be done. But Gabriel Jesus, I'm still optimistic that this deal will happen towards the end of July. That's what I really think. I know Arsenal is going to keep it in the news, personal terms, medical done, but unveiling him and holding that shirt for Arsenal is really going to take some 3-4 weeks to come. But everything might happen this week. Raphinha and Gabriel Jesus happening this week. Arsenal are so much optimistic about this deal in there for you, and I'll be happy for Arsenal. I don't support them, but the way they are conducting their business, they show me that the coming in of a duo has really changed a lot at Arsenal. Players that you never expect to come in at Arsenal are coming in. Deals are done in no time. Something that every person that supports his team should be wanting to happen. Like me, I support Manchester United. I really believe that that is the way to go for Manchester United. United should copy a leaf from what Arsenal is doing. Arsenal is now chasing for Raphinha, Gabriel Jesus, Yuri Tielemans, however much they say they've paused it, but I know it's really going to reach an extent when Arsenal are back to the deal of Yuri Tielemans. Maybe Man City will come in and get him, but Arsenal looks to be so much focused on Gabriel Jesus and Raphinha. Feel free to go into the comment section, tell me what you think about these two deals that I've talked about, Raphinha and Gabriel Jesus. It's assumed that this week these deals are going to come to happening in there for you, and I've given my opinions in there for you. And I'm now waiting for your opinions into the comment section below. Asensio to Arsenal, I don't find some sense in it. I don't find some sense in it. And really, in reality, the agent is just trying to really attach Arsenal to Asensio such that he awakens up the likes of Juventus that I need of his player. And, you know, the role of any agent is to find a job for his player in there for you. Madrid want to sell, and they are really willing to sell him at £25 million. That would have been a very good pursuit for any team that's going to get Marco Asensio, because he's so much good, and it's being linked to a team which goes by the names of Liverpool in there for you. So I don't know whether that deal is really holding water for Arsenal, because Arsenal has now two players. Sorry, they have now three players, because Pepe has not yet left to play that position. They have Bukayo Saka, Pepe, and Marquinhos. And if at all Raphinha comes in there, that means Arsenal will be having 4 players who play into that position. So can Arsenal go in and bring in a Marco Asensio? Because I've not seen Marco Asensio being a good player playing centrally. Because if at all he was good playing centrally, then he would have said, all right, Arsenal is interested in him. But again, Arsenal have already brought in a player who is going to play centrally with Martin Odegaard. That is Fabio Vieira. So I don't find sense in that Asensio story being linked to Arsenal. I don't know what you guys think about it, but for me, I don't find sense into that. That story does not hold water, according to me. Thank you guys for watching again. I sign out for now. See you later. Remember to subscribe to our channel and smash the like button, because you guys make us what we are here onto this channel. I sign out for now. See you later, my mates.